As we move on to the next, conversation, it's about Scrabble and Crispin Okeo, far left. He's technical director Panasa, and we've got the Secretary General Scrabble Kenya, Beryl Okada. First, use the words of the Olympian as to how you've seen Scrabble as a sport grow in Kenya, such that I think, when was it? Was it 2016 or 2018?
2017.
2017, we hosted.
Yes, we hosted the World.
You hosted the World here.
Yeah.
Yes, in Scrabble. Scrabble has been around for quite a bit. We started officially around 1993. We sent a team to the World event, Westpac, in the US. And it has grown, I think, mostly driven by passion. Like the Olympian says, we have tried very hard not to complain. We have driven ourselves and pulled our weight on passion and teamwork. It doesn't go, or it doesn't dilute the need for support, however. We have been struggling with the process of registration. Year in, year out, we have submitted our documents and refreshed our applications for formal registration at the Registrar of Sports. That is still ongoing. Every year we do a budget and submit on time, but you're not able to benefit from this budget because the registration is stalling. We're counting on anyone else out there who's able to help. We're in talks with the registrar, but I know concerted effort would probably make it faster. We're also counting, we have events every year. Locally, we do a circuit of 12 events, spreading the game throughout the country. We do county circuit, national events, but throughout the counties. In January, we were in Nairobi. In February, we were in Homa Bay.
Bungoma.
In Bungoma, we have been in Homa Bay. We have been in Muranga. We've been in Eldoret lately. And we had the Masters last weekend at Sagana, which was attended by both locals and people from the continent. We also look at the youth. We don't just hold the game within the adult population. We start from as young as primary school. Notably, this time we are hosting youth events down at the coast. We have done regional qualifiers because we are trying to consolidate a team to send to Sri Lanka later in the year, sometimes in October. And it's worth to mention that last year we sent a team of youth to the World Scrabble Championships that were held in Malaysia, in Thailand, yes. And we did very well. We floored champions like US, notably, and we're very proud of this. We want to keep up the momentum amongst the youth, because if we do not inculcate this in the youth, then the Scrabble would be phased out eventually. A beautiful thing about this game is that it really doesn't discriminate on the age. As long as you have proficiency in the game, you can find a 6-year-old playing a 70-year-old. We have people in their 80s who are retired and they still enjoy the game, and they're quite a bit, they're very difficult to beat at the game, but also have very little ones who are actually posing a challenge to the current champion. So it is a game that can be nurtured both at school, in the family, and out there. Sorry.
All right, yeah, okay, you can finish.
Yeah, the bigger picture is that we are struggling currently to put this team together, because we need the support of the PS to have, to authorize us to engage students down at the coast. Every region is sending a team to the coast.
PS education.
Yes, PS education. Every region has done their qualifiers. They have sent a team down to the coast, but we're having hitches engaging students at the coast, because I think for a long time we have relied and rode on the goodwill of the teachers and the support of the students. We might have, not in a bad way, overlooked the protocol we should, and now we're in the process of trying to engage the PS and the office at Jogo House to allow us to engage students in this national qualifier, so that come later in the year, in September, October, we're able to send a team to Sri Lanka.
That is representative,
yes.
Not a Nairobi combined.
No, that is a national youth event, and we are sending them to a world youth event.
Okay,
yes.
So let's talk about these two events that she's mentioned. One, the Sagana, that was the Masters event. That was the elite level, because we know Team Kenya is going for the African Championships, yes. Sierra Leone. And also, there was also an Bondo and Eldoret. I think all
Yes,
the events you've
national
had,
circuit, yes.
the national circuit, all of them were African Scrabble Championships qualifiers. Just give us a whole feel of how the team that's there so far is.
Okay, thank you very much. The team that we are sending as Kenya for the African Scrabble Championship, the qualifiers started earlier last year in August, and we play a minimum of 6 games, and out of the 6 games, your best 4 are used to weighted merit, and from that we choose the best 15 out of that. So the team is a team of 15 players and 5 reserves. They'll be making their way to Sierra Leone, Freetown, later on in October. The event is from 23rd to the 27th. So the team basically comprises of players across the country. We have players from Nairobi, though it is majorly Nairobi-based players, but we have players from Homa Bay in the team, players from the coast in the team, players from Murang'a in the team. So it has that national outlook that we really want to encourage the game out.
Okay, so now let's talk about the current state, because the first tournament the next tournament you're going for is the World Youth Scrabble Championships in Sri Lanka.
Yes.
What have you seen with the growth of these youngsters in this sport?
Kenya, I think it is innate in us to be very competitive. They have given a very good show, a very promising show at these events. Last year, we sent a team to Lagos, and they did exceptionally well. Nigeria is a powerhouse of Scrabble, and fielding a team there for the first time to do a continental youth event, which was a first one. Kenya gave it a good run. We went again to Thailand. We gave it a good run. And Sri Lanka, I think Kenya is a team to watch. We're very confident that our team is going to bring back a podium finish like they have done in the last 2 events. So it is a section of the game that we are very keen and passionate about. We want to make sure that we spread it, and even with the support of the government, include it in the curriculum. Because Scrabble not only gives you mental stimulation, but it teaches you decision making, time management, quick math, risk-taking, calculated risk, and many other everyday skills that you can use even outside the game.
It's the second time I'm hearing calculated risk
Yes.
today.
Yes,
Because
yes.
earlier it was chess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now Scrabble.
Yes, you don't just place your tiles on the board without thinking of the impact or the potential risk that move would give you. Something else we also want to mention on this platform is we're very passionate about Scrabble amongst the youth. That because we have cases, it is I think almost cliche to mention that down at the coast, the youth are at risk of engaging in activities that might not necessarily support their education or even lead them a good life. So Scrabble gives an alternative way of pleasure that would engage the youth constructively and also keep them away from substances.
Now, Crispin, let me come to you. Imparting the knowledge so that, because Scrabble and Beryl as he speaks, I want you to pick a few tiles and put out a crazy word. So I want to let you follow the proper one.
Okay.
I'll let you drop a crazy word and the scoring, because some of the words people use on Scrabble don't exist in real life, but they only exist in Scrabble. But Crispin, what's this knowledge transfer process that you really would want to see going through, especially as we build up to the youth championships, and such that it's continuous, it goes downstream?
So you said the knowledge that. Come again, sorry.
About transfer, the knowledge transfer downstream, such that you have a consistent, production of players.
Okay, so already within the Scrabble Kenya executive team, they have coaching and mentorship programs in place, and their coaches spread across the country that occasionally visit schools. Our target is schools mostly because we know that is where we'll find a majority of the young players. So we have clinics in schools occasionally, and these are senior players, Kenya 1, Kenya 2, going to school, trying to teach the knowledge of Scrabble to these young boys and girls. And through that, we are trying to make sure that the game does not die a natural death once these older folks leave the game. So there's already a plan in place, and which is actually being actualized, that the older players are taking up their resources, their time, to move to schools, to move to places that we never seen Scrabble before, and now Scrabble can be a conversation that is there.
And yeah, so we're seeing a word being set up here, because this is how you would make something. Ready? So
Looking for the J.
the word that you want to.
The word is sukuruju. I'm looking for the J tile.
Sukuruju.
Yes, sukuruju. There's a J and then there's another U.
Sukuruju.
It's a 4U, yes. It's a 4U word. So
Okay.
one more U, and then we have sukuruju.
Yes.
Yeah,
And we have the U. So what is a sukuruju?
Sukuruju. Now, the highest score would actually come if we played it on the triple.
On the triple.
Yes.
So you can see, these are the words that now, as a team, as a technical director, how do you then let people know all about these words and where to place them? Because this sukuruju sounds like Scrooge pronounced badly.
So in Scrabble, you study the words. There's a Scrabble sanction dictionary that where players will use their free time to go through the words. So a player will come armed. It's like a training session for you to study the Scrabble dictionary throughout, so that when you go to a tournament and you have this rack of sukuruju, you notice it almost immediately. For me, as a technical director, my work is just to supervise and see that players are playing to the ethics of the game. They are following the rules. They are counting okay. They're not maybe engaging in any malpractice during the game.
3 rules of Scrabble that someone must know, basic ones.
3 rules of the Scrabble that you need to know. First, you need to always play with 7 tiles in your rack. If there are tiles in the bag, we need to start with at least 1 tile at the center square, which is the star. And you need to know how to count and try to score with the places that are the premium tiles that are labeled on the tile. Yeah.
But something someone would find very interesting is that when you're drawing your tiles from the bag should be above your eye level.
Yeah.
If you can look away and then show your opponent your palm, just to eliminate possibility of you returning tiles or drawing extra. Yeah. Draw enough and then put back the bag and put them in your rack.
How many Kenyans would have been thrown out of a competition because of that? Because let me show you how we do it. Because I've played, so this is what I do.
Sorry.
This is what we do. I mean, at this level,
Yeah.
we pick. I'm supposed to have 4.
Yes.
So there we go.
Yes.
If I have 3 on the on the rack,
Yes.
So you top it up to 12-7, eh?
Yes.
to have 7.
Yeah.
But you've seen how we do it.
Yes. So, this
So at competition level, you've got to do it from here.
Which, yeah.
So that it's very possible that someone could be drawing, but they have a sneak peek of what's in the bag.
Yeah.
That would give them undue advantage over their opponent.
So now you've taken this, the national qualifiers for the youth, World Youth Championships. They're going to be in Mombasa.
Yes.
True, yeah.
Just give us a level of the state of the sport down there, because Beryl's mentioned already you are in some little bit of a fix because of the
Yes.
letter from the PS. You've got to get it soon.
Yes.
But how good are they there?
In Mombasa, there are very many schools playing Scrabble, and even they had their regional qualifiers earlier last term, and they play even internal tournaments amongst themselves. So there's the passion of the game, but the hurdle is that probably protocol within the coast schools is a bit tight, that they'll always want maybe a letter from the ministry to certify that this game needs to happen here, or they want maybe an official from the association to always